You're now watching Q News, and here are the top stories for this hour. The Israeli occupation forces forced patients and wounded to evacuate the Indonesian hospital in the town of Beit Lahia, north of the Gaza Strip. Local sources reported that the occupation is besieging the hospital, forcing patients and the wounded to evacuate, while artillery shells target the hospital surroundings and areas of Beit Lahia. Medical sources said the occupation is intensifying attacks on the northern Gaza health system, targeting Indonesian, Kamal Adwan, and Al Auda hospitals, aiming to disable them. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has reaffirmed his government's commitment to tirelessly working to secure the release of all detainees. Facing accusations of obstructing detainee exchange negotiations, Netanyahu said he would not accept a ceasefire without fully dismantling Hamas. While he acknowledged some progress in talks with Hamas, Netanyahu admitted key issues remain unresolved and provided no timeline for an agreement. Israeli occupation forces have detained at least 15 Palestinians during a series of raids across the West Bank. According to the Palestinian Prisoners Society and the Palestinian Authority Commission for Prisoners Affairs, the detentions took place in the governorates of Nablus, El Khalil, Tubas, Tul Karm, Qalqilia, Bethlehem, Salfit, and Ramallah amid widespread incursions and heavy-handed tactics by Israeli soldiers. They said that among the detainees was a wounded person who was shot by Israeli forces during a military raid in Balata refugee camp east of Nablus. The UN Under-Secretary General for Humanitarian Affairs and Emergency Relief Coordinator Tom Fletcher has raised alarm over the escalating humanitarian crisis in Gaza, calling it the most dangerous region for aid delivery. Fletcher warned that North Gaza has been under a near-total siege for more than 2 months, raising the specter of famine. He called on the international community to defend international humanitarian law, demand the protection of all civilians, release all hostages, defend UNRWA's vital work, and break the cycle of violence.
That they will be a support to other countries in the region. So this is not just a place of despair.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has appeared in court in Tel Aviv for the 6th time to testify in his corruption trial. Netanyahu is the first sitting Israeli leader to stand as a criminal defendant. He's accused of accepting tens of thousands of dollars worth of cigars and exchanging favors with wealthy associates. Netanyahu faces 3 separate corruption cases filed in 2019, namely Case 1000, Case 2000, and Case 4000, which include accusations of bribery, fraud, and breach of trust. He denies any wrongdoing and has called the charges a witch hunt. The Israeli Knesset has approved extending the state of emergency until December 15, 2025, with 29 votes in favor, 7 against, and 2 abstentions. This allows the government to enact emergency regulations that bypass Knesset legislation. Initially declared on October 7, 2023, due to Palestinian military operations, the emergency powers remain active. Syrian factions leaders and military operations chief Ahmad al-Shara have reached a landmark agreement to dissolve all armed groups and integrate them under the Ministry of Defense. The move includes restructuring former opposition factions and defected officers from Bashar al-Assad's army. Interim Defense Minister Morhaf Abu Qasra, a key figure in the overthrow of Assad, faces the daunting task of uniting these groups under a cohesive command. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Mohammed al-Bashir is leading Syria through a pivotal post-Assad transitional period. This concludes our top stories for this hour. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more updates on Q News.